You're listening to Rebel Spirituality with me, Sam Goldfinch. Here's the truth. Wisdom doesn't follow rules. So each week we're going to explore what it means to wake up your way so you can live a more peaceful, creative and inspired life no matter your circumstances. It's time to blaze your unique path to truth. Hey Rebels, just before we dive into today's podcast, which is all about living your best life and how there's no right way for you to be you, right? I'm super excited to put this out there. I just want to say I'm so excited about this. The next launch of the Mystery School is happening in September. So we're going to, it will start on September the 2nd. It will run for 20 weeks through until early 2025. And yeah, we're going to be covering a number of really cool things. The key things we'll be covering are deepening your understanding of how your mind works, how your reality and experience is created. Tuning into and living from spiritual wisdom as opposed to grinding the gears of our personal thinking all the time, uncovering who and what you really are, and of course, falling in love with all aspects of the human experience, which to me is key to being a spiritual rebel. So as of me recording this, there's a few spots left. I think there are 6 left right now. I'd love to have you on board. If you've been thinking about it, now's a great time to get in. We had just a great time during the first round of this, which happened earlier in the year. And it was such a beautiful group of people. And we're set up to have another beautiful group of people together for the next round. So yeah, feel free to email me, hello@rebelspirituality.com, or hit the link in the show notes. There is the link with all the information where you can sign up or send me a message or any of that kind of stuff. Okay, love you. Without further ado, I'll pass you over to me. See you on the podcast. Hey, my friends. Okay, this week we're talking about how there is no right way to live your life. There's no right way to express joy. There's no right way to express yourself. There's no right way to be. There's no right way to grieve. There's no right way to do anything. Wherever your experience falls on the emotional spectrum, whatever feelings are coming up for you, there's no right way to do any of it, right? And so many of us have innocently absorbed the idea that there is, and we think that it's our thinking. So when it comes to grieving, for example, we think that we have to grieve for a certain length of time. Otherwise, we're not being a good person. Or perhaps something happens in our life and we have to feel sad about it. And if we were to find ourselves actually feeling joy as well, because something had ended or work had finished or whatever it might be, we get caught up in our thinking about, does this not make me a good person or something like that? But the fact of the matter is that you're made of beautiful feelings. You're made of well-being. So they are ever present. No matter what's happening in life, they're ever present, right? They are you. They're your birthright. They're your divine inheritance, as Sydney Banks used to call them. So what you'll find as you go on this journey of uncovering your wisdom is you'll realize just how much of the ways that you related to how you show up in the world aren't yours, right? Kids, one of the most amazing things about kids is that they don't have any kind of worries about how they're going to express themselves, right? Some kids that like joy is hanging out in the sandpit and playing around. For other kids, it's singing. For other kids, it's dancing. For other kids, it doesn't matter what it is, right? But we lose touch with this and we start to absorb all of these ideas, and it depends what society we grew up in, what culture we grew up in, and none of that's real. None of that's real. Maybe joy for you is a walk in the park and exploring nature. Maybe joy for you is throwing a party, right? That's not going to be the case for somebody else. So there are no rules about how you live. There are no rules about this. And you might be surprised what you find when you fall into the truth of the matter, which is your experience is always being created from within, that at your core, you're made of beautiful feelings, you're made of love, and there's no right way or wrong way to do anything in life. So, that's really it from me today. What's your expression of life? Regardless and outside of any of the conditioning you might have picked up, any of the patterns that society has told you that that's how you have to do it, you have to feel like this when this thing happens, or this circumstance is this. What if that's not true? What if you can actually just watch that thinking, fall out of it, and fall into wisdom, and see what comes to you from that space? So, do it. Have a go. It's about a being thing, actually. There's nothing you need to do. It's just about being more and more yourself and not worrying so much about how you're supposed to show up or any of that stuff. And you might be surprised the way that wisdom speaks to you in those moments. All right, team. Short and sweet this week. Have a great week.